A plethora of scandals that seemed to come out and stun the K-pop community made 2020 a chaotic year for K-pop. Start from AOA's Jimin and AB6IX's Youngmin, who took inappropriate actions to produce X101 voting scandal, which led to X1's disbandment. Many people were astonished when former AOA member Mina admitted that she had experienced while she was a member of the organization. She frequently wrote on her since-deleted Instagram account about the she endured from Jimin while they were bandmates. While Jimin made an effort to refute Mina's charges, calling them fiction, Mina continued to post about the agony Jimin had inflicted on her. As a result, Jimin finally quit AOA and the entertainment industry, since her reputation had been damaged. Ani, it's way too scary of a story to call it fiction. I went for scar treatments 3-4 times so it got lighter. But Ani, my memories aren't fading. I'm going crazy each and every day. Jimin, Ani, laws, lawsuits. I don't have the money to do that. I can't. Mental health damage compensation. I don't need it all. And I have no intention of getting it. I just feel that it is so unfair that I am being ruined by you. It hurts and I'm having a hard time. What I hope is just for you to admit you did wrong in front of me. Just one sincere apology and that's it. You who tortured me is living way too well. I'm suffering every day just by opening my eyes. But I need to be the breadwinner for my family. Do admit your fault and apologize. Let me have some release as well. It wasn't just Jimin that Mina called out, as she also called out FNC Entertainment and the other AOA members for not doing anything about the situation. To me, the other AOA members are all the same bystanders, and the way they said that did hurt me. At the end, when everyone came over and Shin made an apology that wasn't even genuine, the other Kim member asked the question of what about the good times. Mind you, this member is still young, so I just let them say whatever they want. But I really didn't understand why she was asking that. She talks bad about her in front of me, but tries to be on her good side at other times. I guess this could be seen as trying to have a good social life, but to me, it didn't look genuine, and I didn't understand it. After being caught driving while intoxicated, Youngmin experienced severe reaction. When this was discovered, Youngmin instantly stopped his activities to reflect on his actions. Hello, this is Youngmin. I'm ashamed and sorry to deliver such disgraceful news. I'm sincerely sorry for disappointing the people and fans who showered me with lots of love and hope. I feel pathetic and miserable that I have to be a shameful hyung who caused my members to suffer unerasable harm due to my behavior. I'd also like to sincerely apologize to my company for causing them harm as well. I'm deeply ashamed that the members who practiced hard for this comeback, as well as the staff who worked hard, have been harmed because of my foolish and irresponsible mistake. I'm fully aware of the mistake I made, and I'm deeply regretting it and reflecting upon my actions. I will accept all of the blame regarding my irreversible actions with my head down, and reflect upon it as I continue to live on. To everyone, including fans, members, company employees, and family, who believed in me and cheered me on, I am sincerely sorry. Even though Youngmin sent an apology letter, the criticism persisted, and some netizens suggested that Youngmin be expelled from the group. Not long after, it was announced that Youngmin would no longer be a part of AB6IX. The final decision wasn't made until 2020, even though this started in 2019. After X1 debuted in late 2019, there was an investigation into whether the votes on Produce X101, the program that created X1, were falsified. Following an investigation, Korean authorities determined that some of the X1 members weren't supposed to make their debut in the group, and that the votes were falsified. When this was made public, internet users erupted in rage, forcing X1 to suspend all of their activities. The X1 members' various agencies met to debate the group's future because of how serious the incident was. Finally, it was determined that X1 would split up. K-pop scandals are one outcome of the attention and spotlight enjoyed by K-pop idols, which is one cost of popularity. Millions of people love K-pop, which is quickly rising in popularity among music genres. The entire fandom was horrified by the K-pop scandals of 2021. Many situations, such Sujin leaving, gidle, and Big Bang Seung-gi's imprisonment, had everyone's mouth open in shock. Respective actions were taken against the culprits. However, many were later found to be innocent. In a nutshell, 2021 was a challenging year for K-pop fans, record labels, and numerous K-pop idols. The first one we will talk about is Seung-gi, a member of the well-known boy band Big Bang, was given a 3-year prison term in August 2021 for his major contribution to the Burning Sun scandal, which wreaked havoc across the country. The musician was indicted on 9 counts in military court, including embezzlement, violation of certain economic crimes, and violation of the Foreign Exchange Transactions Act. He denied all but the FETA offenses. He was subject to a 1.5 billion won penalties for his offenses. The lawsuit is without a doubt the largest K-pop scandal of 2021. Sujin, a member of gidle, hit the headlines in February 2021 after it was claimed in internet posts that she had bullied other kids at school. The singer went on a hiatus in March. The situation worsened when actress Seung-gi revealed that Sujin had bullied her in school. Sujin's departure from gidle was officially revealed by Cube Entertainment in August. Many months later, they expressed regret for the worries the controversy had caused, and later stated that gidle will now function as a 5-member group. Global Times, an English-language newspaper, People's Daily, announced in August 2021 that Chinese-Canadian star Kris Wu had been detained on related charges. In 2012, Kris Wu Yifan officially made his K-pop idol debut with EXO under the management of SM Entertainment. Even though he left the agency in 2014, his contract is still in effect until 2022. After Do Mai-soo, a 19-year-old student, accused him of sexually abusing her and others, including minors, the Chinese police detailed Kris Wu. All of the claims have been refuted by the artist. However, following his arrest, his career suffered, and he was excluded from upcoming deals and projects. It turned into one of the year's most startling K-pop controversies. In 2022, K-pop controversies reached an all-time high, with bad news appearing every month. Many K-pop stars left their bands after getting into trouble, while others were expelled. K-pop idol stories started appearing on social media sites as a result of the success of the 2022 show The Glory, which brought attention to the unfathomable that occurs in South Korean schools. One of the major K-pop scandals of 2022 included Kim Garam, a former member of sserafim who was kicked out of the group soon after their debut. Some of students accused her of bullying them. She was accused of being violent against other kids and being a delinquent, they said. Source Music initially refuted these accusations and decided to take strict action against the accusers. But the general public did not support Garam. Her contract with the company would be terminated, and she would be asked to quit the group. It was decided after much discussion. However, till the end, Source Music and Hybe maintained their stance on her innocence, and later on, it was revealed that a lot of the allegations against her were untrue. One of the most tragic K-pop scandals of 2022 included the maltreatment of the boy band oneus by Spire Entertainment. Fans of oneus witnessed and captured evidence of the group's mistreatment at the hands of Spire Entertainment staff and CEO. The group was abandoned in Los Angeles after experiencing verbal and physical assault on the streets. When the news leaked, the entertainment company made an effort to intimidate the group members who spoke up by demanding a lump sum payment of 1 billion won if they wished to quit. oneus created their own personal Instagram accounts and spoke out against the and physical abuse, as well as the mental harassment they had suffered under their agency, and vowed to take strong legal action against Spire Entertainment. They have also terminated their contracts with the agency. The slave contract Lee Seung-gi signed turned into one of the most unbelievable K-pop scandals of 2022. Dispatch showed that Hook Entertainment, Lee Seung-gi's prior agency, had been scamming the artist for the 18 years he was under their care. He received zero pay for all of the activities he had conducted under that agency. After Hook Entertainment was investigated for managerial mismanagement, Seung-gi demanded a transparent record for his fees as well. He was duped by the company into thinking he was a minus singer who had never made a profit in his career, and that the agency had to incur losses as a result of him. According to the contract agreement, his agency also took 80% of the money he made. However, this was definitely not the case, as Lee Seung-gi was one of the top K soloists in the industry and appeared on many K-dramas and variety shows as well. He was lovingly known as the nation's son-in-law for his charming personality. The agency reparation the artist with 5.4 billion won. He stated that he was content just to know that he wasn't a failed musician. and contributed all of the money he had gotten to various charities, including a children's hospital where he donated 2 billion won. LOONA's Chuu has been absent from group activities since the start of 2022, and the cause wasn't made public until Dispatch published a series of texts between the K-pop star and her agency, Blockberry Creative, that showed the K-pop idol's disagreement with the company. One of the K-pop incidents that brought attention to the horrible contracts that tie many celebrities to their agencies was Chuu's predicament. The artist disclosed that throughout the previous 6 years, none of the company's members had received payment. The group's frontman, Chuu, has participated in a number of variety programs and CF. She has worked hard, but hasn't been paid. When these facts were revealed, Blockberry Creative made the decision to fire Chuu, claiming that she was constantly on a power trip and mistreating employees. Chuu has also at last addressed these accusations, and she intends to take her old agency to court over them. K-pop scandals appear to be becoming more dramatic with each passing year, and as a result, 2022 witnessed a rise in the number of K-pop idols quitting their groups or being fired by their agencies as a result of the scandals they had become involved in. South Korean rapper Ravi has left K-pop boy band VIXX after claims that he used forged medical records to avoid serving his country's conscription. According to reports, Ravi, whose real name is Kim Won-sik, recruited a military broker who was known to forge medical record. In Ravi's case, he allegedly lied about an epilepsy diagnosis via a hospital neurologist, which helped him obtain a delayed military exemption. On Tuesday, Ravi was hauled before the court, and the prosecution is asking for a 2-year prison term. All physically fit men under the age of 30 in South Korea are required to enlist and serve in the military for about 2 years. Jellyfish Entertainment, the band's label, revealed Ravi's departure from the group on April 11th. "We sincerely thank the fans who support VIXX, and we inform you of member Ravi's departure from VIXX. After careful discussion between Ravi and the agency, it was decided that he will leave the team as of today. We deeply apologize for causing trouble to the fans who support VIXX." The rapper also issued an apology on his Instagram account, where he admitted to having been desperate to delay his military service as of the burden of contract cancellation charges. "With desperation, I made a foolish decision, and when my worries about the company and the contract issues were resolved, I voluntarily registered for public service and was carrying out my service since October of last year. I would like to sincerely apologize to the epilepsy patients and their families, who must have been hurt by this self-justified wrong decision I made in this process, along with everyone required to serve who is diligently carrying out their duty even at this moment." Lee Seung-gi and Lee Da-in are getting married, but their love story is not drama-free. On February 7th, Lee Seung-gi announced his engagement to actress Lee Da-in in a handwritten letter posted on Instagram. He asked the audience to support the couple's new life together, saying, "This is the most important decision in my life." However, a lot of people voiced their disappointment with the news. The reason is not what you might think. Lee Seung-gi started dating Lee Da-in 3 years ago, after connecting through a common interest in golf. Since fans heard the news, they communicated their concerns. A Lee Seung-gi fan even rented a truck with a sign to protest the relationship. The sign on the truck states, "Lee Da-in's family had created too many victims. It's okay if you didn't know. We'll inform you now. They have created too many victims," said Lee Seung-gi's fan. The fan parked the vehicle outside Seung-gi's residential neighborhood to communicate with him, and let display flash different messages. Are you willing to destroy your 17-year-old career? A quick decision must be made. We have protected you for the past 17 years. It is now your turn to protect Aaron's, Lee Seung-gi's fandom. The negative response to the couple is due to the actress's family. They have had a criminal history for years. Lee Da-in, like Lee Seung-gi, is an actor. Her family, too, contains famous actresses besides herself. Her mother is South Korean veteran actress Hyun Mi, and her older sister is actress Lee Yoo-bi. However, her stepfather is the family member that has warranted the backlash from fans. Lee Da-in's stepfather is Lee Hong-han. He married her mother, Hyun Mi, back in 1998. He was also previously charged with stock manipulation and insider trading on 2 different occasions. Lee Hong-han was arrested for manipulating Kosdaq's stock price in 2011 as well as 2016. Reportedly, he even used his wife's name and status to recruit investors for the company. Once he acquired the investors, Lee Hong-han inflated the company's shares cost. Through this manipulation, he succeeded in creating a massive gain for himself. The company shares were then sold for investors to cash in their profit. Naturally, this sparked havoc for all the other stockholders. According to Yonhap News, Lee Hong-han reportedly saw 2.30 billion Korean won, about $2.06 million United States dollars, in profits thanks to his stock manipulation scheme. An anonymous netizen additionally claimed that Lee Hong-han's stock manipulation directly impacted families' downfalls. The netizen's relative, along with thousands of people, allegedly experienced tragic loss resulting in bankruptcy. They acknowledged that their relative's investment had been voluntary, but they claimed that Lee Hong-han's manipulation certainly contributed to the significant negative outcome. According to the netizen, Lee Hong-han nor Kyunmi Rai have publicly apologized for the situation, or at least to the victims rather. Lee Da-in's parents are said to have made themselves the victims, and went on to file lawsuits against the actual victims. Oh my god, there are a lot of victims. Please, I hope these types of people stop appearing on broadcasted programs. He probably found it a sweet deal if he can rack up the wealth by serving a couple of years in jail. He's out and living his best life now. Damn, there are 350,000 plus victims, but they have been able to remain actresses during this time, all while showing off their rooms and living rooms. Oh my gosh, Lee Seung-gi probably dated her knowing all of this. It really is disappointing. His good image is crumbling. And there are many other comments. Although many had attempted to convince him not to get married to Lee Da-in. Given that the public was under the impression that Lee Da-in's parents had manipulated stocks, causing economic victims, Lee Seung-gi has finally stepped up, posted a public statement on his Instagram. The article covers a number of subjects, such as the updated information regarding the case involving Lee Da-in's family, the trickery used by Hook Entertainment to get him to stay with them, and his plans for the future with his new wife. Last year, in December, the public praised me when I donated the 5.000 billion Korean won, about $3.79 million United States dollars, that I received from my former agency. Many people showed me support and gave me courage. I think I lived in that praise for about 2 months. When I announced my marriage to my wife, Lee Da-in, the atmosphere switched up, but it doesn't matter to me. Donations and receiving good comments are different things. I did not make that donation to win the support of the public. I have always believed that the public is right. If the public doesn't like something, there is usually a reason, but at some times, it does feel unfair. For example, when the public does not know the truth. Embezzling 26.0 billion Korean won, about 19.7 million United States dollars, through stock manipulation, resulting in 300,000 victims. This is clear misinformation. I don't know where a portion of reporters and YouTubers got this information from, but it is completely false. Lee Da-in's parents have filed a complaint with the Media Arbitration Committee against the 5 media outlets that have reported the news: Sports Trends, 10Asia, Expose News, Celeb Media, and Wikitree. These reporters were unable to prove it, and the arbitration committee requested a correction of the articles made by these outlets. These outlets responded in unison and said they would correct the facts and released corrected reports. I will attach the content of the corrected articles at the bottom of this post. On February 15, 2023, 10Asia stated on the entertainment topic page of its website, there was no mention of Lee Seung-gi's victim. Under the title of Newlyweds only emphasized responsibility for the family. They had stated that Lee Seung-gi's parents-in-law were financial criminals Kyunmi Rai and Lee Hong-han, who produced more than 300,000 victims. However, as a result of confirming the facts, Lee Hong-han was not guilty of any crime concerning the 2016 stock manipulation case. On the other hand, the court has already acknowledged that due to the inspector's biasedness, he became a victim of being a scapegoat. Secondly, Kyunmi Rai also has no connection to the 2016 stock manipulation case, and there is no content anywhere in the judgment of the case that she is an accomplice in the 2016 stock price manipulation case or is involved in the crime. There is no proof that the 2016 stock manipulation case produced around 300,000 victims, and that there were some who took extreme measures. On the other hand, a minority of the stockholders in Bodabayo filed a lawsuit for damage compensation against some of the staff, including Lee Hong-han, for stock manipulation. In the lawsuit, The court ruled that there is no truth behind the relation of Lee Hong-han to the stock manipulation of Bodabayo, and it was ruled that all the requests for compensation against Lee Hong-han from the stockholders were dismissed. This correction has been mediated by the Media Arbitration Committee. Instead of defending Lee Seung-gi's long statement on his Instagram page, Korean netizens even more angry. They say that you can't choose your parents. But Lee Seung-gi, didn't you choose your partner in marriage? You make it seem like you were forced to marry. Did he write this to scold the public who have loved him for these years? My takeaway from the letter is how foolish he is. Just live happily together. I think it's greedy to ask the public to understand. Seriously, his image used to be so good. How can he be so short-sighted? He's sabotaging his own career. Those are some shocking news in the Korean celebrity industry from 2020 to 2023. What do you think? Which one is the most surprising? Please comment your opinion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and notification bells. Bye!